Hi ladies, it's Karen, and I have a few things to share with you. The first one being these little bags that I created for some Christmas racks using book paper and music paper. Um, I've seen a lot of you, doing this same idea, but I think I initially may have seen it from Roseanne, and I think she's Roxy Carr 11. I think we all know who Roseanne is. At any rate, I believe that's where I first saw this idea, and I thought it was the cutest thing. So I thought I would give it a try for, some of, a couple of the Christmas racks that I would like to send out. And so this is what I did. This actually is the first one that I did complete. And for these, I hate to say it, but I did mostly just use scraps, for these bags. And I thought that they came out really cute. So I just took 4 sheets of music paper. I Mod Podged 2 together, and then I Mod Podged 2 more together, and then I hot glued the 2 sets together. I used my Martha Stewart punch here to create a nice little edge, and I folded, this part down. Oh, that lighting is so horrible. It doesn't know if it wants to be sunny or not. I'm so sorry. Maybe if I move down, because I know it could cause quite a glare. I'm going to move you. I'm so sorry. So, at any rate, okay, so this is the first one that I did. And I took, I just took the music paper. This is an image from the Tim Holtz seasonal stack. And then I just stamped this little postcard stamp and sprayed it with some of my gold lindies. I put some stickles in the crown and used my liquid applique for this part. I used some liquid applique on the tree, image of the tree here. These poinsettias I fussy cut out of some Christmas paper, and then I just added gold stickles in the middle. This is a stamp. It was the night before Christmas, and I just fussy cut it out, and then I sprayed it with some of the frosted lindies that I have. This green is a Martha Stewart punch. It makes like this nice band, and I just Mod Podged that on here. And then I added this red pom-pom trim that Marcia had sent me. And then this lace is actually adhered in between the 2 papers there. So and then I went over it with gesso, and I used my Tim Holtz walnut stain, and just trying to make it look vintage, like it was something that Grandma might have had in her trunk or something, And then I added this little white lace on the top here with this rosette, and these are all pieces that I had in my little jar on my desk. And on the back I didn't do anything except, my information. But it's really cute. I mean, it's plenty big enough to hold a stamp set or something. So that's one. And then I did this little one using book pages. See, now there's not enough light. Anyway, I did this one using book pages, and I did it the same way. This is a Christmas stamp that I had gotten last year, and I stamped it out with my brown Memento ink, and then I went over it with one of my brown glitter gel pens, and colored in the holly leaves with my green glitter gel pens, and then I used my red stickles for that, for the holly berries. Underneath it is just a doily that I Mod Podged on there. This is some of that champagne colored mesh, or not mesh bling, yeah, maybe mesh bling. And then his little just tag. and just some Prima lace and some red tulle green bloomer that I gotten from Donna. Some lace down the side, just real quick, you know. And this will hold a tag with some trims on it. So I thought that was cute. And then I completed this one. And for this one, this Christmas bulb here was in a Christmas card. So I just cut it out of a Christmas card. I laid it on a doily. I distressed the paper with my walnut stain and some of the fired brick distress inks. I used my Martha Stewart lace punch on the top for this one too. I made a little white bow with this white lace, crochet lace from Hobby Lobby, and used some glitter paper and punched out a Martha Stewart snowflake and added a little pom-pom, white pom-pom to the middle of the snowflake. I thought that came out really cute. I tied the satin ribbon on the ornament. I added both of these flowers I sprayed with my Lindy Stamp Gang, the poinsettia red gold color. So this is actually a large Prima flower and then a small Iam roses, white Iam roses. So I layered them with a snowflake in between and then went over it with some stickles. I added this little piece of, what do you call it? You know, I added this. And I added some liquid applique onto the pine needles so that it would look like snow. So I thought that was cute. And this is another little tag from a free download that Louisa had shared. And then between the pages for this one, I added the green, white, and red lace. This one I dyed to get this color, but I adhered them in between the pages to, give it a little touch or whatever. So that one came out really cute. And on the back, I used this Crafters Workshop 12 by 12 stencil. It's upside down, but I used the cardinal. You can't see, it's underneath there, but it's all these different birds and branches, and that one's a cardinal. So that's what I just did that real quick. Sprayed some of my frosted Lindy Stamp Gang to give it a washed look, I guess. So that one came out cute, I thought, And then I made another book page one, and this one I used my Recollections punch on top there. I added some white crochet trim and this red trim from Hobby Lobby, and this trim Stephanie, she's Brown Baby Craftaholic, had sent me. So thank you so much, Steph, for that trim. I just love it. And then I used some glitter paper to punch out these Martha Stewart snowflakes, and I added, these pom-poms are actually from some Melissa Francis pom-pom trim. So I just cut off the pom-poms to put in the middle of my snowflakes. This is some trim from Michaels, and I just cut off these berries off of a what do you call those? The branches that we buy. Anyway, that's where they come from. Oh, that's going to make me crazy. And then on the back here's another piece of that, and I just stamped Merry Christmas. And they've, all been distressed with the walnut stain and the red and stuff like that. So that one came out really cute as well. So, so those are my bags. So I hope whoever, ends up with these will think that they're kind of cool. I just thought, it'll give a nice little warm touch to a Christmas package. So thank you so much, Roseanne, for sharing the idea, and all of you other ladies who have been making these. Thank you so much for the inspiration. I really appreciate it. So thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.